he was in the class, but he always says this: I flew 33 hours in coach in the middle seat because I've been waiting to learn these techniques from Lisa Nichols. And so he didn't just come in his terms, he came middle aisle, middle seat. And so in the last 5 years, I really shaped the techniques so that I can give them away, so that they don't sit down when I sit down. They don't retire when I'm complete, that you have them. Because I believe what got me in that room should be the very same thing that can get humanity back on track, that can inspire, that can encourage, that can build bridges where walls exist, that can break down limiting beliefs, that can teach skills and techniques. I've seen it with scientists and with doctors and with inspirational speakers. And so I'm just excited. I was excited, Corey, that we were able to get reconnected so that we can have this conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm all in. Do you want to jump right into one, or do you want me to pose a question about one?
Either now, right? Yeah, no, I'll jump right in. Super excited. How many of you, and I'm reading your messages, and y'all love me. I can see up close with my glasses only. I can see far with them. Amen. So if I do some of this, it's because I'm reading your text as well. I love it. I love all your comments. Thank you so much. I'm loving you back. Thank you for all your hearts and everything. So here's what I understand to be. So in my 28 years of traveling the world twice and speaking in countries that I was in Slovenia and Kiev and Moscow and Swaziland, and watching that in Taipei and Istanbul, and watching that thing that's universal in Estonia, right? And in Dubai. And I'm gonna share with you the techniques that cross gender, cross culture, cross religion, cross geographic. These are universal, like they are the connectors. My superpower has been, I learned how to become a decent CEO. I was born a great orator. And then I cultivated the skill of being a good orator to make it an effective orator. So I'm going to bring to you the science and the art. So write that down first, the science and art of unforgettable speaking, because it is a science and it's an art. So if you're more creative, type your name in chat that you're more creative. You're going to really jive with the art, right? So give me all my creatives first, okay? Ruthie, okay, I see it. Okay, great. Creative, Patsy, Dory, Lori, Amy, okay, great. All my creatives. Okay, Indra, Jennifer, okay, great. Okay, great. Now I want someone to say, yikes, I'm a creative engineer. No, it's perfect. If you're a creative engineer, then you're going to bring in both sides of this art, Jessica, because the other side is who's scientific, who's linear. Like you're scientific, type your name if that's you, right? Okay, great. Some of us are your creator researcher. Okay, great. Okay, great. Then you'll bring in both sides. You'll appreciate it. I'm a creator by nature. I'm linear and scientific by design and by intentionality, so that I can teach and I can lead my company. The CEO leads, right? The creator speaks. So having to dance in both those worlds. So understanding which one you are. So I'm going to share with you the art and science. And Corey, I don't know what.
Just to let you know, this is the Experts Bootcamp Live that I'm giving you behind the scenes insight into with Lisa Nichols from The Secrets. This is exclusive stuff.
About the dip method, which I believe now is the Valley. I want to touch on that later, but just share something with you on that. But other than that, it's all yours.
Okay. So Corey wants you to get like the mega metron, like this is the mega of the Valley is the technique that got me not only on Oprah. I didn't get on Oprah because of the Valley. I got on Oprah because of The Secret. Oprah named segment 3 of that show the Lisa Nichols segment because of the Valley. I'm gonna tell you. And I gotta tell you guys, I didn't even know how many doors I could bust open with these techniques because I hadn't crystallized them yet. So I'm super excited now that I've crystallized them because I could tell you about me using them and then I can show you how to use it. So that's what makes me super excited. So I won't start off with the Valley because that's a big mamma jamma. That's like if if these techniques are basketball, the Valley is NBA. So you can learn the Valley. I've taught it to my students. They've knocked open doors and created six-figure incomes using the Valley. They've gotten Fortune 500 clients using the Valley. It wasn't the first thing they did. Okay, so be kind to yourself, you super achievers. I know, Keitha. I attract super achievers. So does Corey. So you want to go to the top immediately, Jessica. I see you. So the first is to recognize that great income only follows great impact. I'll say that in the reverse. Great impact leads to great income. And a lot of people are chasing great income with low impact. It'll never happen. You'll have to keep trying to do the hustle. It'll come, it'll go, but it won't stay. And you want it to stay. You want to create generational wealth. I'm working to make my grandbabies wealthy right now. And my son doesn't even have children yet, but I'm working on it. I'm doing my part, y'all. So think of impact. I love how everyone's writing. Great income is only followed by great impact. So while I can teach you how to make money, like I'm a sales machine, I love selling. Only things that are valuable, only things that bring results, only things that change lives. And I'm passionate about what I do, and I'm clear about the results. That makes me a really great salesperson. So notice the order. I'm not a great salesperson to be a great salesperson. I know the result I produce consistently every time in the lives of my students, depending on what program they come into. Therefore, I sell confidently because I'm confident. So that's just another thing for those of you who want to grow your business, but you don't want to sell. Let's make you super confident in what you do. So sold out on what you do that your sold out becomes contagious and someone else becomes sold out on what you do. Then you invite them to take advantage of the opportunity. Now it's not selling, it's inviting. All right. So impact, as you guys can see, we probably need to go a little longer. Corey, we probably need to do this again because this is my season of just sharing. I love it. So the first thing in impact, your audience. When I say audience, I want you to hear an audience of one, an audience of the camera. You can be doing a video, an audience that's live virtual like we are right now, or an audience that's live in a room. Audience is redefined now. It's completely expanded. So now I want you to type in chat, when you deliver content, how will you be delivering your content? Are you online? Hey, Annie, I see you, girl. Are you delivering your content online? You want to do it on camera? You want to do it pre-recorded? You want to do it live? You're already doing it? Just give me an idea. Great video, live, great, great, great. Always online, live, great. Okay, I want to know how you're going to do it. Okay, great. Right. So all of these techniques transcend all platforms because we're just talking about oration. So you don't have to do one technique on one platform with another technique on another. These techniques transcend. So technique number one, audience connection formula. Write that down. And Corey, I asked Susan to give a slide that you could share because how many of us, raise your hand if you're a visual learner? I'm a visual learner along Show me something. All right. Well, I'm a visual learner. I am always, so the science of speaking, you're going to show the science of speaking. Yes. Okay, great. Perfect. Take a picture of this. Take a picture. Abram, we won't be able to do it all now. Karen won't be able to go through it all, Heidi, but at least you got the goods for later. So the science of speaking is made up of several techniques. There's that makes you unforgettable, that makes you unapologetic, that makes you feel unleashed. And unleashed is not wild. Unleashed is you're not predictable. No one wants to be predictable, Paula. So this is the science of speaking. The first place I'm going to touch, we'll only have time to maybe touch two, but I'm going to take you to the audience connection formula in the first framework and in the upper right-hand corner for unforgettable, because that's a big place where we get to start. Okay, you can pull that down now so that we can be up close and personal. I just want you to see it. Hopefully you're taking a picture of it. Now, when we're looking at the audience connection formula, it's the idea of I will climb with you. In this social climate, people don't want to talk to you like the old speakers, Abram. You got to unhook from the way they used to do it, where you would watch someone who perceivingly was on a mountaintop and you're watching like, wow. And they're saying the atmosphere, hold on, let me do it for drama's sake. The atmosphere is good up here. I'll show you how to join my, that's the conversation, right, Lynn? That's how it felt. And then they give you instructions on how to climb up to where they are. That sold. That worked. It made us run. We're in the season now where everyone wants to climb together, right? That doesn't work anymore. So if you talk at someone, if you want to fix them, they don't even know why they're mildly irritated with you, Michelle. So watch the way we've been taught in the past, because what worked then does not work now. Who knows what I'm talking about? Type your name in chat. If you know what I'm talking about, raise your hand. If you know what like, you don't even know why this guy irritates you. You don't know why this woman doesn't quite, you respect their content, but you won't be loyal to the person. I want to show you how to invite people to choose you. Because when they choose you, they're going to choose anything that you have. Some of you are here. You've been with me before. You know my campus. You've been on my campus. I see you, Laura Lake. I see my campus folks. And you know this feeling, like you're nodding. Type in chat some of the things that you guys have learned as well, because you're teachers here as well. So with the audience connection formula, this is an immediate bond that you can do, get this, in the first 3 minutes of speaking. So you want to make immediate connection. You may only have 5 minutes, but if you have 10, great, connect with me in my first 3, and now I'm with you. So there's several ways to connect. Audience connection formula is one of the easiest. And that is, there was a time when I doubted my ability to inspire people. I felt like I wasn't qualified. We have a tendency to have a desire to do something, really want to do it, but we don't know if we can. Have you ever, raised your hand, if you ever wanted to do something and then instantly questioned yourself? Raise your hand or type your name in chat if that's you. All right. So guess what I just did? I just did the formula to you. Yes, Amy, I just did it to you. Aaron's going, what'd you do? I did it to you. Now you got to know, y'all, this technique is smooth like butter. So you rarely see it coming unless you've been behind the black curtain and someone said, watch this, it's coming. Watch this, y'all, it's coming. There was a time when I felt like it was going to take forever to grow my business. We have a tendency to have a dream and then want it to happen right now. And it feels like it takes too long. Have you ever wanted something and it felt like it took way longer than it should take? I see you nodding, Mr. LinkedIn. I see Tom. I see you saying, I got it now. You saw it then, right? You saw it, right? Okay, now I'm going to give you the formula. Smooth like butter. Right. Is it China May? I want to make sure I say that right. Is it China May? Say it right? Do it phonetically and chat and I'll read it. I saw you. Some of you are still wondering what I did. Let me give you the technique. The first sentence is, I want you to type this in chat or write this down and keep the formula, y'all. Don't change the formula, because if you change the formula, you make a different dish. My grandma says, if you change the formula, you're not making my peach cobbler. You're making somebody else's peach pie. So we're going to make a peach cobbler. We're going to make the same dish. There was a time when that's the sentence, Tim. Write that down. There was a time when now put in parentheses after that, doubt, worry, wonder, insecurity. Because you're going back to get where your audience might be right now. Doubt, Heidi, does that make sense? Doubt, fear, concern, worry, lack of clarity, whatever that is, you're going back to talk about the you back then. There was a time when you unpack that for connectivity. Second sentence, Shane, we have a tendency to. Now you're collecting the audience. Now we're the tribe. Everyone wants to be a part of a tribe, a community. We have a tendency to. Look at my arms. This is what I'm doing. We have we're locking arms. We have a tendency to. Now we're in this together. I love it, Tamir. Tamir's like doing all the arms. That's another technique called full body sport. Lord knows about that. All right. So the first one is, there was a time when doubted, was afraid, worried, insecure. Go back and get the younger version of you, Randy, that wasn't quite so confident, that wasn't quite so clear. Let them know you get them. All you're doing is letting your audience know, I get you. And you know what's happening when you do that? You're letting them know, I'm your right fit service provider. Hey, this ain't just fuzzy stuff. This is setting up the foundation, Dr. Jenny, for business to be done. You don't want to have to drag anyone across the finish line of a sale. You want them to be grateful that they get to come across with you. But it starts from the very beginning. There was a time when we have a tendency to, the last sentence. Have you ever had a time when you, we, you. So the AKA on my campus when we're doing this is we call that the me, we, you. Me, we, you. Me, we, you. That is the collective. That's the climb with me, Aaron. That, Claire, is the let's do this together, Curtis. You do enough of those. You don't want to plaster too much, don't want to overdo it, but you do several of those in a message, and guess what your listener is saying? Oh my God, we're just alike. He gets me. She gets me. I remember the first time this happened to me, I was in Los Angeles speaking at the Westin Hotel. I'm 32 years old, only a little time ago, dare I say, over 20 years ago. And this guy walked up to me and he goes, young lady, I'm a 62-year-old white Jewish man and I'm very wealthy. I'm a director in Hollywood and I'm tainted. You are my twin. I said, I am? And it took me years, Tom, to figure out what was that guy saying. He told me something. How did this man, 30 years older than me, Jewish man, wealthy, I'm a Black woman, I was in my 30s and I was broke. How did he consider me his twin? It was the words. It was the connectivity. He saw himself in my story. Your job is speak so that your audience can see themselves in your story. How does that happen? That's not by accident. And that's not all stage therapy. It's not all talking about the woe is you. Everyone thinks that we bond in our dark moments only. No, you can bond across the entire message if you do the techniques right. I call it technique stacking. Write that down. That's for later. You got to know some things before you can stack the techniques. You got to learn them individually and then you technique stack. And all of a sudden, people don't know what happened to them. It really is a superpower. It really is. And no, Aaron, it really is, which is why I don't teach it lightly. Because you do these things, Karen, and all of a sudden people don't know why they love you. And they follow you. And they throw their money at you. And they throw their time at you. But most importantly, the most sacred thing that they throw your way is they throw their hope at you. So you got to be ready to fulfill. Be the conversation that you have before you have the conversation that you want to have. Okay, that's another conversation. All right. So audience connection formula. Any questions about that? Does anyone want to try it? Like I'm down. Like, Corey, do you want to try? You want someone else to try? Like, I like to feel it in my bones. So I'm functionally dyslexic. I'll tell you now, it's not a label, it's not a disease, it's my superpower. Because I'm functionally dyslexic, I teach very thorough. Like, it makes me a better teacher because I teach the way I need to learn. So I want you to fill in the sentences. I want you to try it on. There was a time when I say those words, even if your mic is off. There was a time when and then choose a feeling. I was scared to take a leap.
I was scared.
Okay, say something, anything. Now, second sentence, we have a tendency to. Now go get our people. We have a tendency to, and now make that general.
We have a tendency
doubt ourselves. Even if the dream makes us excited, we still doubt ourselves. That's the weak. And now the direct question. Have you ever had a time when you, it's been a good day. Just do that. You can do it at the dinner table tonight. It'll work. But use your powers for good. Do not manipulate anybody with these powers. All right, promise. Put your pinkies in the air. Be a Bruno Mars in a moment. Pinky promise. All right. Use your powers for good. I really am serious about that. That's important to me. All right. So, amen. Authenticity only. Yes, Austin. Thank you very much. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you. How does this feel? Type in chat. How did it feel? You got one technique. There's 16 techniques. You got one in the bag already. And you can practice it now. Like, yes, this is great, right? This is great. Okay, great. Riveting, powerful. Okay, great. I got this. I could do this. That's the whole theme of my conference. That's the whole thing. You got it in you. You just don't know you got it in you. You got it in you. It just needs to take some shape. So if you've ever told yourself, I don't know if I can do this, I'll never be like that. Hold on, backtrack that. Begin to tell yourself, with new techniques, I'll produce new results, period. With new techniques, with new tools, I'll produce new results. And so, and people like me who've been doing it for a long time, who've amassed tremendous, just levels of success. I never imagined. I had to go back and look at what's happening because I wasn't the smartest CEO. I'm gonna tell the truth. It wasn't that. The secret exploded my life, and I didn't know why. Why was I a standout teacher in The Secret? Why? Why did on every national media I went on, I exploded more? Why? How, sitting between Dr. Michael Beckwith and Jack Canfield on Oprah, how did I, as opposed to anyone else, receive 9,782 emails within 72 hours? It was the techniques that I just taught you and the science. It was that. And so I'm excited in this season because I can give that away. I don't want to be a standout. I want everyone to get better. I want everyone to be riveting. I want everyone to be unforgettable, because this job is too big for 1, 2, or 3 people to do it. We need an army. We need generals. We need you. We need you to be so unforgettable that people are searching for you. 9,700 people emailed me, but my name wasn't my email. It was hard to find me back in the day. I didn't have any systems in order. I had no back end. I had no data collection, nothing. But because they were so moved, they found a way. We want that for you too. So technique number 2, can I do one more?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I'm actually going to, Susan, are you somewhere in the background? I'm going to probably stress you out a little bit. I do want to get the framework for the Valley, at least. If you can possibly forward that to Corey or someone, I want to bless y'all with the framework. Just because Corey brought it up, he's going to mention it. But it's an MBA. So we need to play together a little bit for a while before you try it. But I want you to consciously know it. You're brilliant individuals. You'll see the concept. You'll understand it. And then you'll learn how to get in it and get out of it. This is the thing, Corey.
Absolutely. And it so is. And I actually, years ago, heard it through the media called The Dip. And then I was able to see it. And then I watched you do it. And it was like, oh my gosh, that's like a whole different game. Like the way you did it, I mean, it was next level.
Yeah.
We heard about it. It was The Dip through the media and how you can use it to get booked and stuff like that. But then I saw you do it and I'm like, okay, she brings it to another level. So that's why I was so happy when I heard the name The Valley.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. You are the only person that's ever made that correlation. I learned it. I learned this technique from someone else. I have to say, I learned it through a media coach. And then I took that technique and I put my techniques on top of it. And then it became The Valley, because it wasn't a dip anymore. It was a whole valley. And it's the cornerstone of what I teach my students of how to get booked. It was one of my students who's a pharmacist, very scientific. He came on my campus, Speaking Right to Make Millions, and he learned this technique called The Valley. He was reluctant. He only wanted to learn how to speak to present better in his meetings. And he goes to an event at, I'll just go ahead and say, at Walmart, and he speaks and he does The Valley. And he was there for, pharmaceutical stuff. And Walmart hired him to teach their managers how to tell better stories. So he now has I think 5 or 6 figure side business because his speaking just opened up a door for him. I think he's at 6 figures now. This year he's gonna hit 6 figures. Last year was 5 figures. But he's a full-time pharmacist. We're joking that in the moment his pharmaceutical job is gonna cost him more money to stay than if he leaves and does his speaking. So Susan, will you tell me in chat when you have found?
I'm ready.
Oh, you're ready. Great. So again, I'm a visual teacher. All of us visual folks, you guys just love on us because I'll wait for the visuals for you just so that it can land. So let me give the concept. Before you share screen, let me give concept. What is the Valley? The Valley is a technique that requires you to learn a few other techniques first, but in its own definition, it's a technique that allows the audience to emotionally connect with you sooner, quicker, faster. It is a container in which you can use, you put it in the chat, great. It's a container in which you can use. How many of you want to tell your story, but you don't know how to get in it or you don't know how to get out of it? Raise your hands if that's you. So you don't tell the story because without a framework, you're not going to you don't want to risk all those minutes. You don't want to risk all those emotions. You don't want to risk getting lost in it. So what I love about the Valley is the framework. So we'll share screen now, if you can share screen, and I'll show you the formula of the Valley. This is what I do most of my retreats around with high level speakers or people who already have a career. I spend time teaching them how to master this. So the Valley creates immediate connection between you and your audience. It shows why you do what you do, and it shows your commitment. It instantly builds credibility and trust. So the mountaintop on the left side is who are you now and your accomplishments. So this is the big you. And then you go down into the low point, and this is a time when you struggled, when you were faced with, but I want you to write in the Valley, it's an incident. It's not a period of time. And this is the key, Corey. This is why when you see me doing it, it's so impactful because I make it an incident. I don't try to do the span of my childhood. I make it an incident, a moment in time where you struggled. Did you guys take a picture yet, Jessica? You guys got it? You got it? Thumbs up. You got it? And then when you come out of the Valley, it's your why. So let's take that down. Even though I am known by many as having multiple bestsellers, Dr. Karen, I'm grateful that I have 8 bestsellers under my name. I've traveled the globe. I've been able to touch over 88 million people each year. I'm blown away. I'm blown away by that. I'm still blown away of the people that I've had a chance to have dinner with and lunch with and who I've had to just brainstorm with. I'm blown away that I've created a significantly successful business. You know why? Because it wasn't always that way. I'm the same woman that in 1994, I was standing in the government's assistance line. I'm the same woman who was afraid to speak at one point because I didn't know if I could inspire anyone. I'm the same woman that needed to ask for help and get free cheese, free pasta. I'm the same woman. And so I'm committed these days. I'm committed as much as I can to teach as many people as I can to build your dream, to stand on your dream, to become non-negotiable about your dream, because your dream gets to become your reality. Let's go back to the framework. Now, I just did the Valley. Right? And so a lot of times you don't know if you can get in your story and out of your story in time. So what I did was I took you on who I am now. A lot of times you might be uncomfortable with that, but you have to become comfortable with tooting your horn. Because if you're not comfortable with building the big U mountaintop, I call that the big U, then the plummet won't seem as well. So in order for the plummet to go down, the big U has to exist. So all you super, super humble folks, raise your hand. I don't like talking about me. I know, Paula, I see you. You have to do that, Paula, so that the plummet feels like a plummet. Does that make sense? It is a formula. All 3 ingredients need to occur in order for the dish to taste good. So I'm going to do this one more time for you and watch how succinct I am. You know, I'm blown away that I have 8 bestsellers. I'm blown away that my first solo book was translated in 32 different languages. Because when I was watch me go down real fast. When I was a freshman in college, my freshman English teacher said to me in front of the entire class, Lisa, You have to be the weakest writer I've ever met in my entire life. And that same year, my speech teacher told me, Miss Nichols, quote unquote, I recommend you get a desk job and you never speak in public. Which is why I'm so excited now to teach speakers and authors how to become best-selling authors and world-class speakers, because someone else's perception of you is none of your business. Who you are becoming is completely on you, which is why I'm excited to be here right now today, teaching you these techniques. Okay, bring the screen down, bring the slide down again. I just did it again to you, right? I just did it again. And I want you to think, if any of you are saying, I don't have a story, I don't want you to try to find a story. I want you to make a list, Dr. Jenny, of the incidents in your life that made you doubt yourself, Amy. The incidents, Keitha, that made you scared. The incidents, Susan. The incidents, Cantana. The incidents that made you wonder, is this gonna work, Abram? Can I do this? Rob, the incident that made you feel like you were a failure. Don't worry about staying stuck there. You won't stay stuck there. Speakers often, Kevin, don't like to think about our times when we were doubtful. We don't want to go back there again, but you need to use that fuel to go get, Indra, your listener. Because they're Christina, they go, oh, Christina, Helen, Will knows me. Will gets me. Miles understands me. Does that make sense? There's this other technique. I won't teach it to you now, but it's what allows them to see themselves in your story. That technique is called scooping, Dr. Maria. And it's an intentional thing. Now, many of us, you have done these things unconsciously. Like some of you are saying, I've done that. Great, but what happens when you bring from your unconscious competence into your conscious competence? What happens when you know there's 16 techniques, and in this 10-minute speech, I'm going to give them all 16. The confidence you have, you'll actually chase more opportunities. I work with a lot of 6, 7, even 8 and 9-figure income earners who are very successful on paper, but they say, I want to be more confident. I want to feel like I'm leaving something so good that they choose me on every level, as well as when people choose you, it's easier for them to choose what you're offering. Anybody picking up what I'm putting down? Anybody getting this? Anybody munching on this? This is your morning, midday, or your...
Sorry, folks, that went off.
I wanted to mention this. One of the things that you did when you said, I love how you said they get to work with you. So you're not chasing it. They get the chance to work with you. You need to get to that point where they want to work with you and they get excited. I get to work with Lisa. One thing you did whenever I was at one of your events that I never forgot was, most people say it's a real hard push and let's try to sell this person. And what you said, I'll never forget. You said, we're going to be over here on this side if you want to talk about how we can work together. For the rest of you, if it's not for you, if it's not the right season in your life, this is what I remember, you're a grown-ass adult. If you want to go for lunch and have lunch, that's great. But if you want to come over here and learn how we can work together or what we have to offer, what I'm getting at is I've never seen anybody do that. And I'm telling you, more people rushed over there than the places where I see where they have people at the door trying to hold you from leaving.
Yeah. That's a technique. That's another technique, y'all, called opening the back door. So everything, I love, Corey, everything you're saying is a technique. And I've worked really hard to try to succinct it just so I can give it to you. So I love, one, it shows I know why you're successful. I know why you're brilliant. I know why thousands and thousands of people follow you. I know why radio stations replay your work, because the most brilliant people remain the most adamant students. And I am a good teacher because I am a phenomenal student. So I see that in you. I see you holding on to the nuggets. You know, there are breadcrumbs everywhere. Some people just don't pick them up because you can't fill up a glass that's already full. I love you because you keep your glass open to be poured into. And so I'm excited to play with you more. I'd love an opportunity for us to really link arms in this season. And I add some of my superpowers to your superpowers. If you guys are interested, we find ways to bring value. Corey, thank you for offering the event that I have coming up. The event that I have coming up is going to actually do what we just did here. We'll go a little deeper in that I'm just teaching some techniques and really looking at, it's called the Impactful Speaker Blueprint, and really teaching you some of the techniques that I just taught you, and teaching you some additional techniques that I haven't, and then showing you the framework of how you can learn each one of them and how you can practice. I'm real big on grab it, learn it, show it back to me. Grab it, learn it, show it back to me. So it's a real opportunity. We're together for 3 days. It's coming up. I think we have a slide for it. We're coming up. It's just 3 days. That's our valley. Oh, this is good. Take a picture of that real fast before he takes it down. Hold on. Give him a chance. This is go all the way. Do the next one. Now do the next one. Okay. So no, don't give it. Okay. Now take a picture of that, because you can use those sentence stems if you need a little more help on that little structure. Who loves that? Thumbs up. Like, give me the words to say. Yeah, start using that way. And then, Jessica, you'll change it up as you become more confident, but start with that. All right, now for the event. The event is coming up, is right around the corner. And it's the Impactful Speaker Blueprint. And it's for 3 days. And in that, you can share that slide anytime you want to, of course, the one with my face on it. In that, I really am going to focus on how to have you really create more impact that will generate a greater sense of income. And it's called our Impactful Speaker Blueprint. It's free, best price in town, free 99. And you would go to motivatingthemasses.com/Corey. Susan on my team is putting it in chat right now. You can click that link. Karen says, I signed up already. Okay, yes. Those are the dates. And this next slide, Corey, tells you a little bit more. I think it just kind of gives you a little additional.
Motivatingthemasses.com
is my goal, if you're interested, is to take you past good, even past great, and move you to unforgettable. And I don't say that lightly, and that does take time. My grandmother says the things that I love most that come out of her kitchen come out of the oven, not the microwave. So I am not going to tell you that this is something instant. I am not going to tell you we're going to do it in 3 days. Can you bring the screen back to me? Because I like people to see my face when I make clear, bold commitments. What I am going to tell you is that if you want to create great impact and you want income to follow that, and you have something of value to offer people, let me help that path get a little easier for you. We'll start it together. I've trained some phenomenal coaches who have done just that. And we can do the work that you're looking to do in the world. And it starts with a free event on those days. And if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, I understand. But if you want more certainty, more confidence, if you want to leave a more lasting impression, if you want to feel more comfortable about making that invitation for people to take radical action in their own lives by choosing your program, if you want to understand how to do one-to-one or one-to-many, but to make everyone feel intimate, those things I'm happy to share with you. And I'm listening, I'm reading chat, so just tell me what are some of the things that you want to learn. And it's on Zoom, yes. And there'll be about 42 different countries there. We normally get, Jessica says, I'm already a VIP. Jessica, I appreciate you being VIP. What happens is we're with everyone for about 90 minutes, and then VIP stays on later, and we do some personal coaching and some collective coaching. You have time to do breakout rooms and practice what I taught you in the general admission. So you get coaching and you get practice time. So I'll see you whether it's in general or in VIP. Either way, if you come empty, I'll come full, and I'll pour everything I have and the time that we have back into you. And most of all, what I love doing these days is giving you such value that you begin to unequivocally trust your picker. And for some of us, trust your picker again. How many of us have made an investment and it didn't turn out right, and you start doubting? Yeah. So all I'm asking you to do is invest your time. It's a free event. Invest your time, and ideally you get so much value that you begin to trust your picker again and realize that you're a culmination of all your greatest lessons, and 2025 requires you to run. So with that, it's been my honor to be with you. I hope that you got value.
Amazing, Lisa. I know just from the
Amazing.
comments, people have gotten immense value. You talk often about filling your cup till it's past full, and I think you filled everybody's cup till it's past full. So, Lisa Nichols, always a pleasure. As you said, maybe a to be continued, because as you mentioned, only so cover in a short amount of time. So, with your permission, call it a to be continued.
I do. I really like you. Like, you have such a good vibe. Like, you really got a good vibe. And I like what you're up to. I like the time that you spent in. So this is not just a politically correct, let's do it again. This is really, let's do it again. Come back and let's continue. And let's find other ways to be creative. I'm in my season of really wanting to spread and collaborate and see what people are doing. I was running and hunting for so many years. How many of us have done that? You run and hunt. I can't look left and right. I'm moving so fast, I can only look forward. And the secret only sped me up. And now I'm in a different season. And so, Corey, I think that there are things that we can absolutely co-create together that individually we wouldn't do, but collectively it can become magic. And I'll just have to say, in this season, the world needs to see you and me and your demographic and your culture and your gender and me and mine holding hands, holding hearts, and playing boldly together. They need to see that. And somebody got to lead. And I'm not going to keep looking for who's going to do it. I think it's us. We are the solution to what we need. We are the answer to the questions that we're asking. We are the evidence and the ingredients. Kevin, I see you clapping. We are that. And we get to take responsibility for that. And so I say yes. And yes, you decide the question, and I'm going to say yes now. All right, y'all.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Lisa. Very humbled.
Thank you so much. Take care. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Wow. So, everyone.
Sorry about the interruption. Partway through, my phone on the live stream just went off, so I do apologise. But that was an exclusive behind-the-scenes live event, which is taking place on the Experts Bootcamp now with Corey Poirier from Blue Talks. The event is free, so if you want to go to Corey Poirier's Blue Talks event, it's called the Experts Bootcamp. It's amazing. I joined Corey Poirier's speaker program the year before last, and I ended up speaking at Oxford University for Blue Talks. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. That's on my other channel called Asexualize, my Asexual Live channel. And I think I put it on this channel as well, so Oxford University Talk. So yeah, it's really good. I really love Blue Talks. This is the Experts Bootcamp, in case you didn't know. So you can go to thepassioncure.com/the Experts Bootcamp, and you can go and join in this event for free right now, because it's on for 3 days. So you can get to see the event that I'm seeing live, and yeah, I'll put the links in the description to Lisa's course and also to this event that I'm currently taking part in. 3-day Experts Bootcamp event. It's full of networking and amazing guests like Lisa to take your life and business to the next level. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode, and thumbs up if you like this video.
Just have a podcast I like to pitch in guests, TEDx.